Hey you guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Trey, and I want to talk about the MCU because I want to ask the question to the MCU fans who are like just the straight up fans who don't really care about anything else but the MCU. And I'm not trying to insult anybody right now at this point. This is a serious subject. I want to know, would you be okay if they start recasting the characters? Like, seriously, since this is a continuing universe that seems like it's going to go on forever, um I think it would be smart for Marvel to start recasting the characters and just treating them like they're the same characters, because you can't have these actors forever as those characters. I know it sucks, but I really want to know, would people be open for recasting Captain America and Iron Man and Thor and Hulk and Black Widow and Hawkeye? And I'm not talking about replacing them for like younger, diverse versions of themselves. No, 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 no. I'm talking about like actually recasting the actor and make them play Iron Man, Captain America, whatever, but just treat them like they're the same characters. Like, would we be okay with that? Because if this universe is supposed to go on for a while, we're going to have to think about that kind of stuff. And I think it's a thing that we need to do, because right now, with the whole production of Black Panther 2 being shut down for right now, there are rumors about Mubaka, or they're thinking about another. I keep hearing rumors about them wanting Leah, Leah Wright, who plays Shuri, to get the vax, or they're gonna have to think about recasting her and changing the script again. There is just a lot of rumors that I'm hearing about the Black Panther 2 that I mean, I'm not believing any of them or anything, but I'm just saying, like, maybe you guys should just recast T'Challa and stop trying to do a Black Panther 2 movie without Black Panther King T'Challa. You know what I'm saying? And I think that maybe this will probably be the good testing point for that. Well, yeah, of course you're going to get some backlash or whatever and stuff like that, and you're going to get a little scrutiny, but isn't it more important to carry on the character themselves out that's been around for 60 years than to kowtow to people who can't seem to let go of Chadwick Boseman? And again, there is no disrespect to Chadwick Boseman. I think he's a great actor. I think he did amazing with the material they gave. But you know, this is the first time that Black Panther is being portrayed on the big screen. Let somebody else step in the role. And with the Black Panther 2 thing going on, what about bringing back Iron Man and Captain America and Thor and Hulk and Black Widow? And I'm not saying because some of those characters are still around, but what I'm saying is, why not bring some like people that are close to those actors' original ages so they can still play? Because a lot of these actors are starting to go up in their 50s and 60s. And I'm quite sure they're probably tired of playing these characters. I mean, maybe they are, maybe they aren't, but maybe that way you can still tell certain stories with those characters. You just not going to be able to have the characters that were originally part of the first 10 years. And I think maybe that's something that we need to kind of sit down and think about, because remember when we had the Batman movies, we had two Batman movies with Michael Keaton, and then we had one with Val Kilmer, and then we had one with George Clooney. And the audience seemed to, just went along with it. And I think if we can do that with Batman, we can do that with Captain America and Iron Man without it being such a big problem. You know what I'm saying? And I think maybe it's time. And I think it's something that Disney might need to sit down and think about, and sit down and understand, like, hey, we are in a bubble. I mean, are in a box that we need to get ourselves out of. But if we do this, then at this point, don't worry about what the fans, the fans who don't want to see these characters being replaced. You got to think about recasting the characters. Again, when I mean recasting, I mean recasting the actor to play the same character. No diverse versions of them. That's not what I'm saying. In Iron Man 3, like let's say Iron Man 3, after Robert Downey Jr. went away and he said he's not coming back for any of the Avengers movies or anything, whatever. Okay, cool. Now you got to find somebody who can look like Robert Downey Jr. or Tony Stark in the comic books that and then can pull the charm off. And there are some actors that can pull it off. There are actors that can pull it off that are in Hollywood, or even if you got to do a nationwide, thing. And remember, keep the character the same race as what Robert Downey Jr. is. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to don't I don't want to see no black person because it don't make no damn logical sense. Well, no, shut up. You sound stupid. You know. But it would be something that they might need to think about, because I don't know if the MCU can hold on if all of the A-list characters are almost about to weed out and you're trying to bring in the C squad and the Z squad. Yeah, I mean, you brought in the Z squad and you kind of see how that worked. It flopped. It flopped on every on every level. I mean, right now they're even trying to be like, oh, well, its second drop off 78%, but it did beat Clifford the Big Red Dog. A lot of people didn't even know Clifford the Big Red Dog was in theaters, and on top of that, it's on Paramount Plus, I believe, for free. So what are you talking about? Like that ain't much of nothing. You still dropped 78% in your second week, and it's not like you was doing all that well first week neither. But okay, you know what I'm saying. So that's just a food for thought that I was thinking about. Like maybe it's time to actually think about recasting the characters. I mean, because think about it. Like, I don't know if Tom Holland has a long extended contract with Sony and Marvel, but I'm quite sure he's probably going to be ready to leave the role or something like that. So would you mind if there's another person? If they do another Peter Parker, I don't need them to de-age the character. I need them to make him older, a little bit older. You know what I'm saying? I would love to see an older Peter Parker. But I'm just saying, like, would you guys want to be behind that? Because I think you might need to learn how to be behind it if you do say no. Because if you want the MCU to continue, y'all can't keep scrubbing the bottom of the barrel, because a lot of the audience aren't familiar with some of these characters. And then when they do it, they don't do them correctly. And then the story's half-assed anyway. And then, I mean, and then what's left? Nothing. You didn't gain anything. You lost more than you gained from it. So what is literally the purpose of that? So I think maybe it is time to probably look at other actors who can take the role of these characters, and there's nothing wrong with thinking that, because again, like, either that or MCU need to stop at phase 5, to be honest, which, a lot of people said they should have stopped at Endgame, to be honest. And I kind of agree. You had a good bench done, and that was it. And you could have had Spider-Man Far From Home, Far From Home, as like a wrap up for the entire MCU series, as a full circle kind of moment thing, and ended like that. But you guys want to continue to do it, and I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. But at some point, you might need to think about replacing and recasting these characters at the betterment of the continuity of the MCU and to actually continue the universe. Because again, when you have characters that can bring people back to life, it just don't make no sense that nobody tried to bring back Iron Man, and then it don't make no sense that nobody was able to heal Captain America from being old and stuff like that. It's just a little complicated thing that I just do not have the patience to go in through. But I just want to open this up for a honest discussion about, like, hey, what are we gonna do with a lot of these characters? Because even then, some of the B-list characters are also going to start phasing out as well, the ones that you do like. And again, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Like Anthony Mackie and Sebastian Stan, eventually they're gonna be walking up out of here. Elizabeth Olsen as well, and Paul Bettany, they're gonna be walking away from these roles soon too. So what are you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? you should think about recasting the characters. You know, like they're still the same characters, just portrayed by another actor or whatever. And don't give me that, oh, it'll confuse the kids, all that. No, 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 no. This ain't about the kids. This has never been about the kids at all. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, us kids back in the day, we would watch it. We understood that actors sometimes walk away from a role. It is what it is. Yes, it's sad, but let's go and watch. Just like, you know, everybody wants to go watch Matt Reeves' Batman, and people are like, well, they replaced it. They replaced Ben Affleck. No, they didn't replace Ben Affleck. They decided to go and do another movie that's not in the continuity of where Ben Affleck's Batman is. There's a difference, but still, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like the same thing. You like, if you're able to do two movies and there are two different Batmans, one Batman in this movie and another Batman in this movie, and they have no correlation towards each other, and people still go and watch it, you know, hey, it is what it is. And you accept that instead of saying, hey, I want to actually deal with, you know, recasting the character. I mean, with the original actor that's playing it, you know, I mean, I'm saying with the whole Batman stuff, you already know that Ben Affleck had to walk away because of personal issues or whatever, and Warner Brothers just hate Henry Cavill and Ben Affleck right now. Don't know why. It is what it is, but I'm just saying, let's think about this rationally. Of like, how many more years do we have on these characters before the actors walk away from those B-list characters? They need to figure out something, you know, because I don't know how long Phase 4 can last. But yeah, those are my thoughts. Tell me what you guys think. Comment section below, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.